So if you guys are all set, let's do this thing. I'd say that was pretty close. I mean, so this is, at least for most of the segments, it's game sounds only. So I will have the music playing in the background for the most part. I think some of the segments at the end, I think TRock and GTower may have the music in there, so we'll see what happens. Whew. Man. Possibly music. I think I can probably stand to turn the fake background music up. But you guys let me know how it sounds. Yeah, I'm manually splitting, so wish me luck on that part. That's gonna be the hardest part of this, honestly, is remembering to split. So if I miss a few, I'm sorry. That's why the paste bin is there, so you can actually see what all the split times are. Thanks, dude. I'm also not entirely sold on the name Hamtas either, so if you guys have better suggestions, let me know. I kind of wanted to call this version the Kenny Rogers version since it's like, you know, the gambling version, but if you hit more splits than Jaden, that's cool, yeah. That would be one of the very few ways that I could ever beat him. Honey baked sass, that's not bad. It's kind of a mouthful, but it's not bad. So that's a really risky early kill on that guard. I think the game audio can probably go down. What do you guys think? Fuck 8/. Fuck it in life. Never doing this shit RTA. I heard 10/. Yeah, me too. I heard you can get some pretty good escape times with that. When I go back to runs, I'm gonna do hardly any pumping in escape at all. Just like the places where it actually matters, but definitely not pumping here or this screen. I'm dropping one pot now. I don't know if I took that out for ITA version, actually. I should have. I'm not sure if I did, though. 'Cause I'm never gonna bump up on that statue either. That's some silly shit right there. A lot of my escape room times really aren't that great in comparison to most of the top runners. Mostly because I'm, yeah, bad at pumping, and I don't pump in all the places I probably can, so... Fucking Oasi has some sick-ass escape room times. So he and Jake are putting together a Master Sword task right now. I'm really excited to see what they can do with the escape segment. yeah, I decided to go take the perfect RNG here because I was working really hard on getting this to a 545, and these two rooms right here were actually kind of key in actually hitting that mark. I'm getting good RNG in both those rooms. So in the notes, I do have all of the differences listed out between the two versions. At least the ones that I caught quickly running through it today, so I didn't actually put in all like the frame differences for all those, but I think eventually I will. Okay, I gotta remember split. I did it. I hope I set up live split correctly, so that the left column here is actually gonna show the split time in the segment. We'll see that. Yo, thanks, dude. It looks pretty tasked, I know. Yeah, obviously no sync. And that's one of the few screens that I included the version that had me making the save on it. So it's just a blip, but it's only like a few frames of difference, I'm pretty sure. I could have edited it. This screen actually, I mean, it sucks, don't get me wrong, but it didn't take me as long as I thought it was going to. I also took a shittier time than I probably should have, but this screen just sucks so much to grind, so. Any of these really, really long overworld screens are just terrible, especially when you don't have boots. And sometimes when you do. Well, we'll still be here, Frank. Don't you worry. And I'll probably do more showings of this, if that makes sense. Just so that more people can catch it. Ooh, this room was fun. Took a long time, but it's still not the best time you can get there, but... Skipping arrows here. Saves about a second. Yeah, 617 is not bad. You're gonna see this rupee disappear on the way out, and I didn't... I mean, you can read in the notes, but I didn't bother making saves that actually... Like I didn't keep the save files for each of my best times, because I just didn't want to deal with having to recognize that I got the best time, make a save state, and then make a backup of that file, blah blah blah, so... that's why sometimes the rooms may shift a little bit, or some counts may change, but I mostly did that in the interest of this not taking 6 months to do. So you see right now, it says I have 15 arrows, but it's not actually accurate for this version. I didn't so much worry about that, but shoutouts to Jakey Numbers for teaching me how to do this room properly. This room is so weird too. If you try to go too fast, most of the time you just run into the anti-fairy there. So you kind of have to move to the left side of that pot to actually pick it up without getting hit. I'm never gonna pump in this room either. It's silly. This room is actually kind of fun to grind. Like, yeah, the bad RNG suck, but this room was kind of fun too. Frustrating, but fun. I didn't do anything fancy for Armos. I just didn't feel like learning an entirely new strat. But this is a pretty good Armor skill, so thanks MSG. So the cutscene here is going to look a little funny. And that's because I took all the cutscenes from my gold segments, as opposed to trying to time them from within the practice hack. So yeah, 450.28 was the segment time to the frame. I just walked out there because I'm pretty sure I was low enough to where it would be just as fast to dash out, and I didn't want to bother timing that bullshit after going through a bunch of mashing, so for pretty much 99.9% of screens, there's no save state in the middle of them or anything. The one exception to that is the Ganon fight, which I felt it was okay to take some lenience on. I learned how to do these screens properly. That was really good coming off the stairs there. $129 book. I don't know what an actual good segment time for that is. Well, this screen I had to go back and fix because I did this bush dash a little bit low, so this transition was a little weird. Like the previous time I recorded it, the transition was way too high, so. And this early dash is super risky, never do it. Yeah, I did pump against that tree, but my time on that screen was still not very good. So my pumping was either bad or I didn't get any good ones. It's so dumb. In RTA, I do try to exit as far left as possible, but that's not because I try to pump against the left tree. I can probably read this tablet from farther away. I think you can be super low. Oh, here you go, FSG. It's dedicated to you. And this goes out to Jake, the double left poke. And this strat right here, actually, I can only get to tie with my RTA strat. Oh, this room is so sick. This is disgusting. 758, dude. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was a frame perfect cancel. And I think there was maybe 2 frames before I did the chest turn or something like that. So it wasn't insta. I do that room a little bit differently than most people. I think most people pick that last pot up from the left side, whereas I pick it up from the bottom, which I think Probably loses me a few frames, but it's really not that big of a difference. The dash here only saved a couple of frames, like maybe 2, I think. That was a really slash. That's good. Pumping here is done. Kind of nudged against the torch there a little bit. This room was done. I think this was worse to grind than landmos, honestly. Because grinding landmos is kind of fun. Alright, I'm gonna remember to split after this fight. This is not even a great 2-cycle. There's a lot of ways it can be improved. I could have, you know, tried for one that had a third worm kill in the first phase and probably wasted bust arrows, but it is what it is. That was barely over a 555.07. Cactus dash for the fans. Clearly a better task than God Splice. Where's the timer on that limo? It was not a very good time. Oh, you mean, yeah, during the cutscene. Obviously it goes away. So I found, I used to, on that screen, I used to like time my swims, but I found mashing to be much better, just because you have so much more control over Link and you're not as reliant on hitting the swims at very precise times. This arrow on Pickle saves quite a bit. I don't know exactly how much, I remember maybe like 15? 20? I don't remember. That's why I need to go back and actually calculate those differences and then put them in the basement. These screens are deceptively hard. The old man's, the first screen with the old man before this, and then also this one. I mean, anything where you have to do mashing is always difficult. But Death Mountain. I took a pretty subpar time here. The screen is by no means godly or anything. But again, I wanted to finish this in 2 months, not 6, so. I'm not sure. Oh, yeah. I didn't change anything here for RTA except for the quick hop here. Yeah, the level up. Was that like an 1847 Hera entrance or something like that? Boom dash here. Shoutouts to GTower 5. The hardest part about this was not necessarily getting the boom dash itself, it was stopping the dash at the right time and landing on the right spot. Boom dash clearly the superior strat, yeah. So it's in the notes, but when I compared my RTA execution, which does not use the boomerang, Pretty sure it was only like 36 frames or something like that, slower than God Splice itself. And then, I actually don't know if I looked at how much it saved for myself, but I'm pretty sure it was less than that. So. For me, if I execute everything perfectly, it saves like, you know, half a second, but for me that's not worth. Beatles took quite a while until I figured out all the various secrets of it. There's a lot of like little hidden mechanics in that room. It's really interesting. This bomb jump is pretty nice. Menus are bad, but I don't buffer to the bow here. Didn't want to work in the menu to bow, or I mean, I didn't want to have to record another version of the Hera exit sequence. Plus, I kind of just like using sword buffers instead of the pause buffer. Yeah, I got no split. This mold arm was slightly hectic. Definitely could have been a little bit faster. This dash was hilarious. 2752. Oh wait, I already do have bow equipped here. So I did have to record another version for the RTA version anyway. I don't know. Also a dumb strat. But it does save a second if you get good RNG and hit a shot like that. That screen is so hard. The exit is really tough too. This overworld in general was pretty tough. The cave screens coming down off of Hera are really difficult as well. There's so many screens like that that you wouldn't initially think, oh man, that's got to be so hard to get a good time there. It really is. Is that Hera time for? Yeah. Yeah. Splitting for tower here is going to be tough to remember. So when I timed it, I couldn't actually get the delayed dash any faster. I'm not sure if it's actually supposed to be any faster than just the slashing strat, but the reason you want to kill him with a dash sometimes is so you can manipulate the prize pack and hopefully get an arrow drop later on as opposed to right there. But for the purposes of this task, I didn't care. The screen's interesting. You do want to diagonal into both those dashes there and get the earliest possible one you can along the tree. Not risky at all. I had a time that was 1 frame faster on that screen right there, but the recording messed up, so whatever. Not a big deal. It's just a frame. This room's really fun. Lots of different strats you can try here. But this one's the fastest. Snapping into that door is really good too. think I got a better time here, but I wasn't recording or something. I don't know. There's such a weird pocket of lag right there on that first dash. This room is really tough. Obviously you gotta get really good RNG, but the execution is really precise too. Nice frame roll. Oh, this strat is so good. I didn't know that existed until I was watching the GT5 videos that got uploaded to the strat node. Oh, yo, this screen has game audio because I recorded it so long ago. I'm probably gonna make some sort of mixed version that has like one version that's just game audio only, and then one that has like some other music underneath it or something. But I'm not recording this, like I figure I'm probably gonna mess up some splits or something, so I'll just record it when I can focus on that. Bow there? Oh yeah. I don't know, it was just a weird thing with preset or something. I don't know what was going on. Oh, you mean the kill with the arrow on the last alert card? Is that what you meant? Yeah, it's a little bit faster than just killing him with beams. Nikes. You're just a little late. ATower was 458.3. Alright, well we missed our first split. It's the toughest one to get, so... I think Splice does the Hero kill too, honestly, I'm not sure. Pretty sure GTower does. I didn't bother grinding for like super insane warps or anything like that, and I probably could have gotten my spins off much earlier, but... The split is easier to remember. Alright, now we get to the really good stuff. $28.06 Light World. It's pretty silly. This screen sucks to grind, and my time here was not great in comparison to the top times. It just has all of the worst things that you don't want to grind. Mashing, menu, RNG. Really, really long overworld movement. Good Kiki dash though. The dash out there is so not worth it. Pumping here is pretty dumb. I don't think I'll ever do it in RTA. I guess that was another big reason and motivation for doing this, is just seeing what stuff is actually worth it for me and what's not. So I'm glad that I timed a lot of the differences between pumping and not pumping in a lot of places. This screen could have been way better too. I could have planted the bomb probably a lot earlier than that. Really slow on you. 16 idle. Ouch. Screw these ledge hops too. Like I'm just so bad at ledge hops in general like that. But man, that is one of the most frustrating things to grind. You just grab the edge. And you're just like, alright, cool. 1348 with 2 bombs. Suck yeah. I learned so much. Well, I guess I never really understood Sexy Statue before this, but now I think I do. And my god, it's so nice to look at. Yeah, these really old mimics came out. Those moments are great. Oh, this dash is really dumb too. Never do it. Or these dashes, I should say. In RTA, I don't do either of them. Always dash, got it. It's exactly how I'd expect you to interpret that. Interesting turtle placement there. In all honesty, probably should have gotten the lonely turtle, but yeah, it's the presets, I would imagine. My finger is already over the split point. Make sure you hold diagonal there, kid. Setup was key dash. Should pick up that 5 for optimal. Dang, you're right. Except the rupee count changes so much. That would have been interesting though, actually. Purposefully get that. Helm was easy when you don't get any fireballs, which is something that God Splice did not do. It actually took the bad NMG and still got a really, really fast kill on it. Some of these crystal catches may be a little bit wonky since they are taken from gold segments, so some of my cutscenes I think may be suboptimal. Super optimal? Worse than optimal? Don't yell at me, Screevo. Remember to split. Remember to split. Remember to split. Cute. 558.05. I'm about to pour some more coffee into my mug. Enjoy. Yo, this early dash though. I guess to be slightly more optimal here, I could have menued before this cutscene so that the menu is actually shorter than the one coming up here, but I pretty much have to use this menu for the quick warps.
This thing got all the dashes. Look, Ma. Look, Pa. They had all the dashes here.
I even got, I sort of did bush dash in the RTA version. You know, shoutouts to the flute still playing from the previous load. That was a really good screen. So, I did time the difference between the spin dash and just dashing out of this here. And personally, I could only get it 5 frames faster. And if I was going to do this, I would just probably splice in the middle here. If I actually wanted to do the spin dash, but it just wasn't worth it. So I said fuck it. Oh, there's another one with save state in it. The screen's really tough too. I guess there really wasn't too much going on in Thieves Town. There's a few things here and there. Pretty sure I'm just gonna walk to the right there after walking upstairs. I always got picking up the pot here faster than hammering. I think by 1 frame, but still, I couldn't get hammering to be any faster. Could have dashed lower by that spark? Interesting. Yo, shout out to MTV for that strat. I mean, that's the first place I saw it. I don't know if he came up with it or anything. Compete the spark there. Yeah, I don't know. I think I looked at God Splice for that or something, and I saw it. I saw what they did, or what Blunt did. I took bad RNG here, but I don't think it's really any faster. I think it's just more so reliant on when you place the bomb. So slashing that guy out of the way really doesn't cost you anything. It's just bad RNG in the sense that you have to do something other than walking through the bomb. This room is really good too. That stairlight cancel was hot. I'm really bad at this room. Man, no chest room. What the hell kind of task is this? This strat is dumb, don't do it. Waffle strat there is pretty good where you just dash right and hammer up, but it's also really precise. RTA, just walk right. Not much to say about the blind fight. Have beams. I probably could have gotten that second phase kill, or second phase end a little quicker. Still a really good fight though. Yo, Postman, what's up? Remember to split after this gets over. At least I could have just muted these cutscenes too. Or the rooms that have game audio. I would almost rather there be silence here than the music. Nope, gotta remember split. That's it. 656.3 was the final time there. This screen is really fucking hot. Getting the timing on that, and it still wasn't a sub 9. I think it was a 902 or something like that. I have no idea how. I think TM has like a sub 9 on the strat hub or something. It's just silly. Just press A for the memes. It is quite a bit faster now. There's something interesting in here on the screen too, like starting your dash, holding up on that screen and then starting your dash after you move up so that you can get as close to the rock as possible and still be able to pick it up, as opposed to like nudging in that little crevice there in between. These screens are really dumb too. Just everything about them. Like not moving as much as possible into this door, but still going up far enough. And then talking as low as possible to these guys. Alright, most important trick in the game coming up. So funnily enough, I got not pumping on that screen to be faster than pumping coming out of the C-shaped house. I don't know if it was just because it was just affecting my movement so much there, or what. I think it's just really hard to cancel that dash in such a way that you can walk straight up. Fuck this room forever. It shouldn't exist. Take it out of the game. It's a fuck salad. That's what it is. And yes, the RNG should be there. Don't worry about it. No dash up in risky version. Is it actually faster? I've heard conflicting reports if that's the case. Really? I thought there was something, yeah, I thought there was something bad about it. I don't remember exactly what it was. So early bomb jump's pretty good. He gets stuck in the oh, yeah. But it can be faster. It took me so long to get these. I mean, these screens are really tough, and all these overworld screens are. But it took me so long to get versions that didn't have the fucking skull rock under the bush. Just very unlikely. 2 dashes in the revisit. Yeah. I remember that. I didn't during the grind, but I remembered it afterwards. I'm like, eh. I also didn't put 2 rod dashes in here. I guess I could have. But still pretty decent time, 744. This room's really dumb. Vine room is like the 3rd toughest screen. I don't mind Mummy Key so much. This moth fight took forever. Holy shit. This is probably one of the things that I spent the longest, like, consecutive session on. Was getting this RNG and then getting the heart to actually drop in a spot to where you can grab it. 1118 is sick. Quick box. Yes, split. I wanted to do this before, you know, like, put all the splits in and everything, but there was no way to do that and still keep the stream online, so I'm just like, eh, fuck it, we'll do it live. I'm pretty sure all these cutscenes, even though the hearts are different in some spots, should be fairly accurate just because of the magic being the same level. Like the magic refill there always takes longer than the hearts. 5 to 12.17, yeah. Oh, sick, dude. We crushed that. The dash into the bird is silly. I'm pretty sure I played the flute there. I guess I just didn't play the music from it. That would make sense. Swag block, just because you have to. Super early rock throw here. Probably could have even been earlier, but it's risky. I'm gonna pick this rock up from the left side here, just a little bit faster. And then debuting the decade-old tech in a new task. The early rock throw in Quake. This saved me like, what did I say, like 20-something frames or something over my previous time? Which was, you know, admittedly bad, but I think I probably messed up the movement on that screen too, but entering on the left side there is probably most important. This screen's really, really hard. Really, really fucking hard. And it definitely didn't end up with a great time. This was on my list for like things that I wanted to go back and improve on. There are a lot of these room times that I still want to improve, but mostly for the strat hub itself and not necessarily for putting into an updated version of the task or anything, but we'll see. Dash so high there, it's ridiculous. So even if you exit on the right side here, you'll still pop out on the left because you entered on the left and the game stores that position. That was a pretty good screen. I usually aim for like the very top right of that warp, the tiny warp dick. So I did use an extra fire rod shot there, and I need to apologize for yelling at FSG when he brought up the fact that I fell into the cold stare fight, and several other people brought it up too, but I fell into the cold stare fight one magic tick short, so I did go back and fix this because I didn't realize that I had used that extra rod shot in Ice 2, or I thought that I had picked up a magic drop or something. I don't know. But yeah, sorry I jumped down your throat about that. Just people kept bringing it up. I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's fucking right. It's okay. Yeah. This room is disgusting with that D-boost there. It's a really cool strat. Paste bin should be linked in there. GLS, what's up, dude? Yo, another old recording. There were a few screens, like when I very first started doing this, it was mostly just for the strat hub, so I could get room times up there, 12:09 for Ice Palace Bomb Jump. So I started with some of the, you know, more fun ones to do, until I started just going through room by room in GTower. Oh, and there was a slight hitch in that transition into Penguins, the very first Penguins room, but I'm pretty sure it's still accurate to the frame from when I checked it, so... So, picking up the pot there is apparently faster, and also here. But yeah, I did go back and fix this and put in grabbing both magics. Which I already did in the RTA version, I just used Hammer instead. 2 poke for gold stair. Very difficult. The trick, hold A for a billion years after you poke. That is the trick. Just for like far, far, far longer than you ever think you would have to. I swear, you're like halfway to charging a dash. Okay, I'm gonna remember to split. Yeah, that's another good point. Don't release the spin too early, or you will die. Yeah, you do have a lot of time, really, to like get into position to release. It's kind of one of those weird things where you have to not rush it, but still go fast. Cool. Yeah, 604.23 rice. This bird dash isn't actually too bad because there's an audio cue that you can use. I think there are some other setups too. They make it a little bit more consistent, but still, just for RTA, it's one of those things where I'm just gonna walk into it. Yeah, I killed the Octo there to get less lag on this screen. And this version should have the quick warps. Which, I don't know, it's really tough to actually get an accurate calculation as to how much that saves. Because you have to factor in the fact that you have to walk down a little bit more. But it is a little bit faster, so I put it in. This room is still a mystery to me, actually, how I couldn't get faster room time, so if anyone sees, like, what's going on, please let me know. But there are times that are, like, almost a third of a second faster than me there. Probably swimming. Yeah, it could be. I did get dashing up to these key pots a little bit faster. I think by 1 or 2 frames. I could not get the dash here any faster. And then, yeah, the RNG shifts there, but I wanted to get the good RNG so I could actually kill that guy to get less lag frames in the room below. You start standing right as you jump into the water? No. I wait until I hit the water and then start. Or at least I try to. Maybe I should go back and frame advance it and see what's going on. Yeah. So yeah, I didn't do the first hammer dash through here because you want to clear out those guys, both to make the return hammer dashes easier and then also to reduce some lag. There are some dropped frames, I think, in some of these swamp recordings because I was streaming at the same time. But they're all accurate to the frames. So. Like swim a little bit, then start mashing. Yeah, maybe I just wasn't waiting long enough. because I was starting to swim like pretty immediately after I hit the water, not after getting up to the full acceleration. That beam strat there's pretty sick. It's actually faster than dashing over and beaming. And yeah, those enemies were gone, but since the previous recording had the guys not killed, it was probably just done from a preset that has them alive or something. I think I got world record in this room right here, I'm not sure. Or maybe I got second or something like that, or beat Kaz. I think I beat Kaz now. Something. I always like how this looks. You just turn, don't put away the sword, and start dashing immediately. Yeah, I think I see what you mean, FSG. I think I'm starting my swimming a little early there. So for this, if you look at this guy, the blob, when you open the chest here, you see how he was almost fully formed there, so, but he wasn't fully formed yet. It means you can just dash straight down. If he is fully formed, then you have to slash before you dash down. All gold segments? This must be Splice. Might be onto something there, dude. Oh, so this room, push this statue left and really far down, as far down as you can. And then also push it really far into the wall before you hook down, so you can hook to the pot. And then just dash right. Magical inventory. Yeah, I got just running into the key faster than hooking the key. I don't know if that has to do with my execution thereafter or anything. Pretty. Oh, so I had to fix one thing in this cutscene since I'm missing a heart here. I just took out the 10 frames that it cost you to refill that heart, since I did have full hearts at the end of the fight. So it'll look a little weird, but it's legit. It's maybe a little bit of an early split, but it was a 634.05. Oh, I didn't do the hook dash at all there, did I? Wait a minute here. Oh, you know what? I don't think I ever actually got hook dashing faster. I think that's the reason. Huh. I'll have to go back and check that to make sure, but I'm pretty sure for myself personally, with like everything combined, I never could get that shit faster. Can you do this with safeties too, Strimmer? No thank you? Boy, I sure hope this is the right version of Mire. should be because I timed it as being 5 seconds faster than the RTA version, so... Yeah, okay. This is the right version. There's no way I would do that in the RTA version.
Q!
I got worried there for a second that everything was ruined. But we all good. Yeah, obviously this has the newest spooky tech, and it also has some really silly versions of the execution of the spooky tech. I put the menu buffer there to maximize that very first dash, because that was resulting in better room times than using it at the end. Mire 2 took me a very long time as well. But 1031 is pretty sick. Alright, I'm gonna be right back. The only like ridiculous thing that you need to watch out for is the torches lighting. Alright, so that's like a 2-pixel window to hit that shot. And it's not that much faster at all. It's like 4 or 5 frames? Something like that. But it is faster. Or it was faster for me, I should say. Like that spin dash is an example of something that I couldn't get faster for myself personally, so I couldn't put it into this task, but that doesn't mean it's not the optimal thing to do. I'm not really sure why I didn't put the menu in that room. I think it was just so I could get a more accurate comparison to the times that were on the leaderboard. But I did have to go back and change it for RTA. You barely have to move down at all there to not hit those spikes. Also, hooking here is done. Done deal. Ooh, the Jaden ledge. That took forever. This strat is really fun. Also very risky. And I do have more magic here just because that screen was recorded from the RTA version. Where I believe I pick up a backup magic pot. I don't know if I put that in the notes or not, but... Alright, so here's the first spooky room where I'm going to rod dash, bonk, over the spike to trigger the switch. And then this room is going to have a really, really early dash. And that's only possible with a very, very specific setup on the overworld. And then obviously the optimal dash in light from the bottom there. Boss music, let's go. Also a very old recording. Shout out to the key to Goody Sark. Splicing is fun, y'all. There were like 4 different videos that I used there to make that accurate. Remember to speak. Splicing him, yeah. TRock may have game audio, so I may pause the music. Good. And you get to hear the same music over and over again. Oh, the screen's so dumb. Oh, the screen's so dumb. Oh wait, the game audio is gone now. It goes in and out, it's hilarious. Nice base. Yo, Shib, what's up? This music is all kinds of messed up. Oh my god, this Quake Dash though is so sick. Look at his shit. Oh, 2057. Yeah, so these were all recorded before I decided, hey, maybe I should turn the game music off, because it's really dumb to hear that repeating over and over again. I guess some screens still don't have it, so... What are you gonna do? Hover strats, This is really sick, though. Dashing into the roller like that. Oh, this Chomp's strat coming up is really sick. I don't think I saw that before I saw TM's video. Yeah. I guess I just never saw you do it that fast then, Timmy. Nah, I'm just kidding. No. Yeah, exactly. You know, shout outs to this Cane Dash. I think I used to see Scudge do that. Oh my god, FSG. That boom was priceless. Best RNG there, obviously. Oh hey, we got a game audio back. That diagonal one was just amazing. Shots messing up this room on base. Knocking that guy off is good. This room is also very good. Good riff though. Yeah, the setup was ski dash. Now we just have like the swirling dark world. Ethereal whooshing, yeah.
Welcome to the ASMR Theory Tales.
I almost split when he caught the crystal. That was close. According to census? What? It makes it sound like they just surveyed people and like asked them, hey, what do you think the odds of being born male are? Oh, right on, Oasi. Take it easy, dude. Thanks, good luck, man. And thanks for being around for a lot of this. Definitely pushed me to get a lot of good room times. Cool. X44.5 TRock. I thought it was like every 10 or 20? Maybe it's every 20. What are you thinking of that's 70 years? Copyright? So yeah, ATower was the very first segment that I completed for the Theory Tales. It's kind of how it all started. Was I just wanted to do Ganon's Tower, and that was it. But couldn't just leave it at that. This room is really hard. Oh, they release Sensitive every 72 years. Spicy! That's ridiculous. Could have been a little bit better, because I think you can actually pick up the boomerang, or the key with that boomerang, as it's coming back to you. You don't have to move down to pick it up. Fire Sinks is ridiculous too. That was a pretty long grind to get that RNG. Sounds are great, man. Alright, how long are we without game audio here? Probably kicks back in nice or so. Maybe not though. I guess I could have gotten mic arrows. That probably would have been a good thing because my actual arrow count was probably really low at that point. I know. And then I could have skipped these arrows. Something I wanted to go back and fix, but didn't, were these mimics. I didn't go for optimal mimics one, but still a really fast time with Joe's strat. This time is also not very good, but It is what it is, man. That oob mimics, yeah. I guess I should look into that instead of doing 3/. But that spike trapper was a really cool strat of killing that green Igor like that. Not going above the pot. It's easier than, yeah. I mean, it is a one-frame trick, but I mean, honestly, those can be a lot easier than. And optimal Nix 1 execution, which requires a lot of inputs. Menu. That feel when you can hear it. That's really cool, being able to start the dash before your rod shot actually hits. Ishi. Also, this bomb ball strat is really good. I liked this strat so much, and it was so easy that I decided to incorporate it into RTA. However, I will not be doing this strat. Torch key for life. Had to hover. That's like the biggest difference between this and RTA, the biggest time difference anyway. Yeah, I know, Timon. It was a really slow hover, but it definitely wasn't an Oasi or a. Well, yeah, like on average, sure. This insane pace. So yeah, I did, this is the one screen that I used to save state in, and it was, the last time he jumps up, I think, for the transition to phase 4. I think the save state was like right here or something. Yeah. Didn't have to go for cape spin because we got to open with a triple. Warps really aren't that great. There's a really bad one right there. I think there's another bad one coming up. I think he goes from bottom right to top left. Top mid left. Yeah. Definitely could release that spinner. Good shit. Could have gone for K-spin on last and saved like 20 frames. God damn it. Yo, thanks everyone for the GGs. Hope you all enjoyed that. Yeah. I am going to let these credits run just so I get a little bit of a break in between, but we're going to show off the RTA version afterwards. I kind of already pointed out some of the differences, but now you'll actually be able to see them. So, yeah, hands must hurt. Yeah, dude, that was a pretty sick run, I think. Really took a lot out of me. Had to press the 0 key like 13 times. Right on, Chalmers. Thanks for hanging out, dude. But yeah, I'm gonna take just a little bit of a break while these credits roll, and then we'll be back for RTA version.
Imagine that you're looking at the other side. It's like meditating. You need to focus on something specific. A word. A phrase. Don't expect to name it so quickly. Be patient.